About 2 years ago, I bought an options selling course from a YouTube ad. About a month after buying it, my sister passed away, so my focus was lost, and it took months to start to regain my focus. Gradually, I revisited that course, and over time, I've been trading as I learn. And in August 2024, I started trading a paper money account to mimic all the suggested trades from the course. When I started the course, I only had $2,500 to trade, so I couldn't take every suggested trade detailed in the course because of my small amount of money. But as you can see, my trade account has grown to $5,505.95. To be fully transparent, I did add $1,000 when a trade went against me, and I had to add that $1,000 to avoid a margin call. So it has grown a little over $2,000 in 2 years if we account for the $1,000 I added along the way. That may not be mind-blowing money, but the fact that I'm learning a skill set that I can utilize in the future and possibly forever is priceless. The fact that I'm earning while learning is priceless, and the fact that I recoup the price of the course is priceless. The course is an options selling course which sells commodities. Commodities are grains like wheat, soybeans, and corn, livestock, which is cattle and hogs, financials, which are E-minis, S&Ps, NASDAQ 100, Dow Futures, and the Russell 2000, metals, which are gold, silver, copper, platinum, and palladium, softs, which are coffee, sugar, and cocoa, currencies, which are the US dollar, British pound, and other currencies, and energies, which include crude oil and natural gas. When I started this course, I already understood the mechanics of options, so I was not a beginner. I would rate my options knowledge as intermediate. Options are not easy to understand, but they are not impossible to understand if you allow yourself to do so. This course sells far out of the money options. Let me illustrate this so it is clear for anyone who does not know what I just described. Yesterday, a trade was suggested. Look at the screen. STO, which means sell to open. 1 is the amount of contracts. GCZ25 means GC is the ticker for gold, and Z is the letter for December, and 25 means year 2, 1025. October 28th is the option expiration date. 95D means 95 days to expiration. 3000P means to sell a 3000 strike price, and P means put at $8.50, which was the price of the put to sell it at the time the trade suggestion was posted. On the screen is the GCZ 25 October 28th option chain. At this point in time, GCZ 25 is $3,395.30. When an option is at the money, this means the price of the future is close to the strike price of the option, which in this case is $3,395. The trade suggestion told me to sell to open one contract of the 3000 put option. That is a far out of the money strike price. In order for me to see that strike price, I have to click the More link to see it. After pressing More quite a few times, I can then see the 3000 strike price for GCZ 25. The put at this time, which is a day after the trade was suggested, is $5. But at the time of the suggested trade, it was $8.50. In fact, I made that trade on my paper trade account yesterday, and from my transaction history page, you can see I made it on July 25th at 10:06 a.m. I sold to open 2 contracts which paid me $1,720 minus a $4.50 trade fee. If I only did one contract, it would have been $860. So what does this actually mean? On the screen is a gold futures chart, and by selling a 3000 put, you are saying you believe the price of gold futures will not reach 3000 before October 28th, 2025. And if you are right, you keep the $860 you were given when you executed the trade to sell one contract. As the trade moves towards October 28th, the price of the option will fluctuate up and down, and the option price will be determined by the gold futures price and the time decay, which means the closer the option gets to October 28th, the more beneficial the time decay will help your trade as a seller. The opposite is true for the buyer. The closer the option gets to October 28th, the less time they have for their trade, prediction to be true. As the trade is happening, you are watching the trade to make sure nothing in the market would make you have to touch the trade. 70 to 80% of out-of-the-money option trades expire worthless. So it's a very good chance you will not have to touch the trade. And if that holds true, you get to keep the $860 you were given when you executed the trade to sell one contract. The course shows you how to sell commodity options, usually about 100 days to expiration. So these are long-term trades. Because I could only fund my account with $2,500, I can only take one trade at a time and afford one contract. So this is why the growth of my trading account is small. The person that runs this trading program is trading a $200,000 account, so he can be in 20 to 30 trades at a time. This allows him to layer his trades, meaning he has multiple trades and multiple contracts, expiring at different dates to create monthly income. He trades different commodities to reduce the exposure to losses when they may occur, and because of the high probability of out-of-the-market options expiring worthless, he doesn't have many losses. He also teaches how to mitigate losses by rolling up or down, so when he has a loss, it is a lot less than the loss that would have occurred had he done nothing. As I mentioned earlier, I started a $200,000 paper account to place all the suggested trades. I started this account in August 2024. I loosely followed the trades, which means sometimes I executed the trades a day after they were suggested, and when the market went crazy twice, when Trump first announced his tariffs, and when the US bombed Iran, the market reacted in a way that trade adjustments were needed. I worked 2 jobs, and my side hustle was expanding very fast at that time, so I couldn't dedicate as much time to stay on top of all the loss mitigation adjustments he made at that time. Despite not being as on point as I would have wanted to, this paper trading account is up over $68,500 and more coming potential profit in the pipeline as contracts expire. So even in a down year, he is profitable. Notice the expiration dates of each group of trades, so some are expiring in September and some are expiring in October. So this is how he creates monthly income. Notice he is in gold and crude oil currently, so he is lessening exposure, but he is usually in 3 or more commodities at a time. The silver trade is actually my trade that I wanted to test, and so far that trade is positive $570, and it will expire on September 25th. So if all goes well, it will have profited $2,020 minus trading fees. That trade was found by a Think or Swim options scanner that was taught to me in the course. So let me make 2 other points. When I retire, I will be able to fund a $200,000 account. So what I'm learning now, I hope to be able to execute and create monthly income and preserve the $200,000 that I used to fund the account. Now, that is priceless. So even if you can't afford to fund your trading account with a lot of money, realize the value of learning this skill set because you will eventually have more money in the future. Next, I want to reiterate all the benefits of the course. The course is made up of short videos that explains option trading and his trading criteria. He explains when he decides there is a need to mitigate and how to be careful with margin requirements and buying power. He has Monday and Saturday webinars. They roughly last 1 hour. He teaches a different aspect on each, and you can ask him questions on those webinars. The community of traders are very knowledgeable. He himself is very calm and explains things clearly and at a slow pace. Each trader is assigned to an individual coach, so you have a coach to work with and contact. They use Slack, which is an app that separates texts into folders that allows you to text the appropriate folder. So for example, all suggested trades are secluded in a folder, so there is no chatter around those texts. So they are clear when suggested trades are posted. There are other folders for questions and other information. Suggested trades are executed by him, and his daily statement is uploaded to Slack to see all his trades and positions. So the transparency is 100% legit. Earn while you learn is probably one of the best features of the course. Again, me earning $2,000. In 2 years may seem like nothing, but remember, I'm trading an account that started with $2,500, and just the fact that I've grown the account and learned this invaluable skill is the key for me, especially knowing I will have the money to trade multiple contracts and commodities in retirement. Let me also point out one last thing. I do not have to be glued to the screen. I can run the Think or Swim scanner to get trade suggestions, look at the market after the open to confirm the desired trades, and decide to execute. Look at my account once a day to make sure all trades are okay and there's no need to mitigate. In the small amount of instances when mitigation is needed, I have a coach and other traders that can help me to mitigate to lessen any potential losses. The one negative, which is actually positive, is that there will not be a lot of mitigation that happens because of the high win rate, so it's hard to practice or get experience in how to mitigate. I will put the link to this course in the description below. I made the link a bit.ly link so I can track the clicks on it. After you click on the link, always do due diligence because there's always risk involved. But after buying many courses over the years, I do find this course to be legit, and it matches my style of trading, which is to not be glued to the screen, which people may find boring. Just knowing the probability of options that expire worthless in itself should make everyone curious about this skill set. I will make more videos as I continue to grow my small account as well as the paper account. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments. Please share, comment, and subscribe to be alerted when I drop the next video. As always, thanks for your time, as I know you could be any other place right now. Take care.